Beep beep Motorfest racers, it's your Orca, Splash, and guess what? I'm back to help out Alex with another build video. We at the Cornnut crew, we roll deep. And if you haven't joined the Cornnut crew before, check out the Discord, link is in the description. Anyways, I am doing you guys an absolute solid today. With the drop of the Volkswagen ID Electric R racing class that was placed into the game recently, I figured, hey, we haven't done a build on another Volkswagen car that's in this game. So today I am bringing you not only the Volkswagen ID Electric R racing class, I am also bringing you the Volkswagen ID Buggy Rally Raid class, also known as the Yoshi Wagon. Now for this video, we're going to start off with the Volkswagen ID Electric R. Quite honest, that's the one that you're probably after in this build video. It just dropped for the people who have the Year 1 Pass. If you don't have the Year 1 Pass, I believe it will be available for you within a couple of days at this point. It's an absolute banger of a car. I personally would consider this one meta. It's got, as you can see in the details, it's got amazing top speed. It's got amazing acceleration, great braking, great lateral Gs. This car is an all-around absolute 169% banger. This car is dope. I am so happy that IVT finally gave us a good electric vehicle in this game. We've been needing one. The other ones are good in one way or another, but none of them were the full package like the Electric R. Now let's get into the customization here. For customization, there's actually a couple of things that we can do here. We've got, we can choose from different colors. We've got the visual parts, which unfortunately are just rims. But to be fair, those are some badass rims. I really love the Orca black and white on them. It just, that's, oh, I wish I could put that on more cars, to be honest. You've got your vanity options, typical vanity options, as with most cars. You got the neon tires if you have them, the whatever smoke you got. It doesn't have any visual nitro. That is one thing that I want to mention. You won't ever see any nitro actually come out of the exhaust of this car because there is no exhaust in this car. It's very sleek, very quiet, but unfortunately you won't have any visual nitro in your car. But you do get a few other things, though. Unfortunately, also, you don't get any rooftops. I wish I could put something on the roof. I like comedy. But as for liveries, we've got the default blue one that comes. It's okay. But if you check in the exclusive section, they actually have multiple different variations of the same sort of livery. So you can go through and, find whatever color combination works best for you. I personally love the black and green. Black, white, and green. Black, gray, and green. For, obvious Orca reasons. I'm not biased at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, now let's get to the pro settings for this car. In this, you want the final drive 100% long. You want the front grip at 0%. You want the rear grip at 0%. You don't want to change that up at all. You want to move that brake balance, fade it to the rear 60%, and keep that brake power at 0%. You want maximum braking power in pretty much every car. For the load, you want 0% front load, and you want 11% rear load. Now, for the springs, you want the front at 9% stiff. You want the rear at 10% stiff. You want the compression at -3% soft in the front, plus 2% stiff in the rear. As for the rebound, you want -2% soft in the front, plus 3% stiff in the rear. Going into the roll bars, you want to fade all the way to the front, almost all the way to the front. You want 8% in the stiff in the front. You want 10% stiff in the rear. And for the alignment, -25 degrees in the front, -15 degrees in the rear. That's going to do it for you. This tune, again, was brought to you by the one and only SakuraCommander. Dude's a miracle worker with these cars. He really brings out the absolute best potential. But that's enough talking about this tune. Let's get into the Volkswagen ID Buggy. For our second car, we got the Volkswagen ID Buggy in Rally Raid. If you haven't had a chance to drive this car around yet, pick it up. It's not meta, but for an off-meta car, it is some of the most fun you will have driving in Rally Raid. I'd say second to the jet ski, which is also the no, it's the quad bike. Now this car, it doesn't have the best top speed. It's got ridiculously good acceleration to a point. Unfortunately, it shares the problem that almost all of the other electric vehicles have, which is that it accelerates real hard up to a certain speed and then it just stops. And unless you use NOS, you're not going anywhere else. But other than that, this car is an absolute joy to drive. It's real fun. Now, for customization options, unfortunately, you only got the rims. It's the same as the Volkswagen electric car in racing class. But they're cool looking rims at least. So you got to give them that. I'm not going to change that at all. Now, for the vanity options, it's the same as the electric car. You can do whatever you want for the tires, the smokes. You don't get a nitro or a roof topper, mostly because there isn't a roof there to begin with. But you do get to use the audio signatures and the tints and the underglow. So throw in what you want, customize it how you see, live your life. Now, let's get into the Pro Tune. This tune was once again brought to you by the one and only SakuraCommander. For this car, you want 100% long final drive, you want 0% grip in the front, and you want 0% grip in the rear. Now, SakuraCommander, his original settings were -5% grip in the rear. I found it didn't necessarily play for how I liked on controller. It could be a keyboard setting, so if you find the back end kicking out on you a little bit too much, try -5% grip in the rear. See how you do with that. Now, for the brake balance, you want 80% in the front with full braking power. The aero, you want 0% load in the front, and you want 0% load in the rear. Same with the rear grip. SakuraCommander actually has his set at -9% load in the rear. So if you find the back end kicking out on you a little bit too much, try the setting, see how you like that. Now, for the suspension, you want 6% stiff in the front, you want 8% stiff in the rear. You want -14% soft compression in the front, and you want -10% soft compression in the rear. For the rebound, you want 10% stiff in the front, and you want 13% stiff in the rear. Going into the anti-roll bars, you want to set them both all the way to the right, 10% stiff for the front and rear, and for the camber, slap it full Beyonce to the left, -0.25 degrees for both of them. That'll be your tune for the Volkswagen ID Buggy in Rally Raid, brought to you by the one and only SakuraCommander. I hope you give it a go. This is a fun car. It definitely doesn't show up in grand races as much as I like, and hopefully you give this tune a try, and I see you in a grand race with it. Anyways, let's move on to the race footage now. For the first of our two races here today, we've got the Volkswagen ID Electric R Racing Class. This is the new car that dropped. It's for the Year 1 pass holders. I believe if you're not a Year 1 pass holder, you'll be getting this one, I believe, in a couple of days. And definitely look out for it, because this car is a banger. Now we are running it down, creating a legend. This is the first track of the Lamborghini playlist. This is Alex's test track that he uses for all of the street type cars. And as per test track rules, I have the nitrous turned off. It's one extra thing that we don't have to worry about when it comes to these races. And as you can see here, this car really is holding up. It's accelerating hard, it's gripping hard. This car's fantastic. And if you really want to unlock the true potential of this car, absolutely slap in SakuraCommander's tune. Every tune that dude does just is an absolute banger. Even for somebody like me who can skill issue through a turn like that and bonk the wall, this car holds up. And now we're gonna do our best to send it around this final lap here. I will admit I have made a couple attempts to record this one. The last attempt I missed that checkpoint. I was very upsetty spaghetti about that. Because quite frankly, it was a really good take. I was having a great lap. And now that run is in the garbage. You'll never get to see it. I'm sorry. Now, as you can see again, this car is holding up. It accelerates well through the turns. I mean, this car is fantastic. I'm thrilled IVT finally gave us a good electric vehicle in this game. It needed one. The Terza Millennio, the Porsche Taycan, the Hunatron, they're good, but they all have their limits. And thankfully, this car with SakuraCommander's tune is absolutely limitless. I guarantee you, you will have a sheer blast with this car. Anyways, let's get on to the second race. For the second of our two races today, we got the Volkswagen ID Buggy on, and I'm very sorry if I mispronounced this name, Wild Hearts of Koalalo. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce that, but I am an orca, so take it or leave it. Anyways, we're going to send this car down this track. It isn't the standard test track that Alex uses for off-road cars, but it is very similar to some of the lines that you'll see in a grand race. So I thought this track would be a good example to show off how this car will perform for you in a grand race setting. Because that's honestly where you're going to be using these tunes most likely. Now, as per test track settings, I have the nitro turned off. Thankfully, in a grand race, you have that on, so you'll be able to hit these turns a little bit faster than I will. But we want to be able to keep our test times consistent between races, so we keep that off. It's one extra variable that we don't have to worry about. But also, again, this is not a standard test track, and I am not the standard test driver. So with this test time, take it or leave it. This is what you're getting. Now, I'm just going to try and send this as best as I can. I'm pretty good on this track in a stock Volkswagen, but with this tune by SakuraCommander, I've been able to hit some of these lines a little bit better than I was doing stock. So it really goes to show how Pro Tunes can really, really help you out in a car. Especially one made by SakuraCommander. That dude really knows how to tune a car. Honestly, and this is my personal opinion, I think he's got the best tunes in the game. There's several other tunes you can find out there on YouTube, and I'm not dogging anybody. They're each respectable in their own right, and quite frankly, it all comes down to driver style. You may find that a tune from one of the other content creators may suit your racing style more, and that's perfectly okay. But at least make sure you check out this tune by SakuraCommander when you're playing around with tunes. Because you'll be surprised. This one will really open your eyes to what a Volkswagen ID Buggy can do. Now, I gotta be careful with this turn here. I can't cut the grass dirt there because they put an extra checkpoint there. But we got through it okay. Not my standard line. Now, this section may look very familiar to you. As I mentioned at the start of this race, this track shares very many similar lines that you'll find in a grand race. This one, it shows up for Rally. This one shows up for, I believe it shows up for monster trucks too. It's a fun line. The grand race goes off to the left there. Now we're going to go off to the right. This is also another part that you would see in a grand race, surprisingly. Like, grand race, really seems to use the same tracks over and over and over again. There are many wonderful lines out there that I think would make great grand races, and hopefully we see them in future updates. There's I would personally love to see a rally section on the mountain cliff sides, the very, the single line road that's meant for the dirt bikes. Let me run the rally cars down that in a grand race. That sounds like chaos, and I am all for it. Now, as you can see, we're only about 2/3 into this race. It is one of the longer races in the game. That was a real tree. Generally, I can do pretty well at these sections because mostly there's straight lines and everything. The ending is a little tricky. The ending pops onto the black beach sand, the volcanic sand, and cars really don't seem to like handling on the volcanic beach sand. Now, cut here. And then this very sharp turn, we're going to handbrake it, kind of slide in. We could have taken that one a lot cleaner. Somebody like Alex or, say, Rhino the Raccoon would definitely be able to hit that line a lot cleaner. They're the pros at this game, let's be real. Rhino the Raccoon is an absolute alien when it comes to these games. I mean, he just participated in the Copium last week with the drift car, and I think his time was like 10 seconds faster than the second fastest guy, which, that's just incredible. I mean, I took third place in that Copium. I'm pretty proud of that. I consider drift racing is kind of my wheelhouse, but Rhino, that dude, I don't know how he does it, but he's pretty incredible at this game. Now, this run would have been really good if I didn't just skill issue at the end here, but you know what? This is a 6-minute 22 race. I'm not rerunning it. We're going to take that. As you can see, the Volkswagen ID Buggy holds up very well. SakuraCommander's tune does a great job in this car, especially when you're skill issuing all over the place like me. But, yeah. That's the Volkswagen ID Buggy on the test track. Let's move on to the grand race footage now, shall we? It's grand race time. Finally. I've actually been waiting for a playlist like this to show up for a good chunk of the day. It's like one or two playlists that have both of the classes in it, so I'll be able to show off both of the Volkswagen ID vehicles in this one grand race for you. And that'll save a whole lot of time, and everybody likes that, right? Right now, we got to deal with the highway section. I've chosen the Lamborghini Countach. I probably should have chosen something like the, oh, that wasn't nice. Something like the Bugatti Senadici, just so I could, get ahead, but we'll see how we do here. Thankfully, all of this is just the highway section, so it's a slipstream party. Honk. I do gotta catch up to the main slipstream, though. It seems to be pretty easy to do, though. He had a bad day. If I didn't tap that wall, that would have been way cooler. Come on, buddy, slipstream, let's go. Slipstream buddies. Yeah, now we got the slipstream going. I see that 305. guy first. Unfortunately, had no chance against the Slipstream party. Hi, bro. It's Slipstream Adventures. Let's go. Oh, I've already cut this one bad. But so did they. And thankfully, now that we are in the Volkswagen Electric R, I should be able to do fairly well. This car is fast. This car turns and grips well. Should be able to hold first place with this, no problem. I hope. As long as I hit good race lines and everything. And I stop wasting my NOS. Oh no, it's this exit. Oh no. There goes my first place standing. Run. Okay, okay. Yay, it wasn't terrible. We actually managed to hold it. And that is absolutely thanks to this car and Sakura's tune. I've hit that turn before, and as you kind of heard by my reaction going into it, not very well. Oh, this turn is also going to be a bit of a worry. But thankfully, the car and the tune lock everything in place. So smooth. So buttery. Oh, but that was stupid. And now for the reverse test track. And go into this slowly so we don't slam too hard into that wall and lose a ton of speed. And pulse that up a little bit just to gain speed. We don't want to go too far down into the NOS tank. It's not confirmed or anything, but I am convinced that you get better NOS when you're in the blue half. That was a thing for the crew too. I don't necessarily know if it was confirmed for this game or not. It was kind of up in the air when the game first came out, so I don't know. I never followed up on that. Now this is going great. I'm having a grand old time. Oh, you honestly have no idea how thrilled I am that I am in first place. This is a rare occurrence. I'm sure you've seen my YouTube channel. I do post the occasional Grand Race win. But as you can see by my content, I don't post often. But we got this one locked. This one's in the bag. Oh no, oh no, oh tragic, oh god. Oh, that could have gone so much more terribly. I'm quite glad it did. Oh, I saw somebody getting up behind me, but it doesn't matter. We got ourselves a Grand Race win for this video. Heck yeah! Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Please check out both cars, both of Sakura's tunes. I know you will love both of them. They are especially the racing electric car. That car, so good. The Volkswagen Buggy is fun though, don't get me wrong, but that electric car is wonderful. Anyways, that'll be it for me. I hope you all take care, beep beep, and have a good day.